And all right, let me do that treatment now. So this word is being spoken for each one. There is only one life, the life divine. And that life divine, boy, is such an intelligence and has such an ability that it can create everything that is and give to its creation complete and total freedom of choice. Each one is a creation of the divine made out of the substance of life itself, but that substance includes the ability to declare, I am that I am. In the beginning, when that first consciousness of human was created, they were given the ability to name the world and everything in it. This is total freedom. Each one has been given the gift to name what everything is in their world. And that naming of any particular thing is the determinant of what that thing shall be to them. So each one here is now realizing this clarity and realizing the power, the gift that one has been given to name everything in their world. And each one is now exercising this complete and total freedom to name anything, anything, and to use the gift of divine love and wisdom to know with crystal clarity the value, the importance, the consequences of naming anything, anything. And so each one is now using that gift of spiritual discernment to decide what something shall be to them. Each one is observing this world and the human race and observing the names that the human race is working out or deciding what to call things. And yet each one is listening to that divine wisdom within before he or she chooses what that thing in the world shall be to them. And so each one is now exercising this freedom, exercising right now that freedom to claim that the great I am that I am is each one's complete and total identity. That each one is knowing I am that I am, and with it all of its infinite possibility, with all of its freedom, and with all of its wisdom, and its infinite potential of what to be. All of this, each one is aware in declaring, I am that I am. What follows, each one is wisely and lovingly, consciously, mindfully choosing. And so each one is not a victim of the world. Each one is not go along with the pack. Each one is stopping and taking that moment to connect to the infinite wisdom within and making an informed choice of what the things of this world and the human race shall be to them. And as a result, each one is identifying with the divine in a greater way than ever before, identifying with its glorious, its great and glorious life. That is the life of the universe, its magnificence and its mystery, its grandiosity and its glory. Each one is identifying with this and realizing that each one is this great and glorious life being lived in a great and glorious way. And so any old diminishing of oneself, of believing that one is not enough, that one lacks something in some way, that somebody is missing something, or any old human opinion that it's not right to put yourself forward, or who do you think you are? Those kinds of thoughts, are all erased, vanished, gone. Each one is free of all those beliefs that would limit one from claiming and experiencing and being this great and glorious life, a life that is significant and powerful, a life that is amazing, a life that it would require eons to retell because of all of its depth and its wonder and its awe and its magnificence. All of each and every thought is a nuance of experiencing this world that is rich with all of the qualities of the divine. Each one's every little flicker of the eyelid is important and has meaning. And so each one is taking this gift of this great and glorious life and treating this gift of life seriously, not unjoyfully, but seriously, realizing that each moment and each thought and each choice that he or she makes is important, has value, and is contributing to the next moment and to the future. Each one is realizing that their life is bright with promise, that this is just the beginning of an absolutely amazing story. The greatest story ever to be told is now being told by each one with the choice that each one is making beginning now. And so each one is now choosing to have an experience, inner and outer expression of this great and glorious life, a life not lived by anyone else, a life that is unique and that just satisfies that divine urge planted within each one. A life that one loves completely begins now with each one's choice now to love this gift of life that has been given. And to, from now on, think and act and believe that one is living a life that they love completely. And in loving this life completely, each one is now claiming health, so that all the woes and the worries of the problems of the body and all that sort of stuff is just not that interesting anymore. And so all attention to it and worry about it and time and effort and drain of energy around it is gone, because each one is living a life that he or she loves completely, and it requires a body that is able to express all the love that this life is, to express this life wholly, completely, fully, with all that each one is, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. Nothing is holding one back. Everything in life is supporting each one, so that that full, committed, wholehearted experience of loving this life is experienced, embodied by all. So each one has perfect health, complete and total support and backing of the entire universe. All of life is for each one living this life joyfully. And so all that is a part of it, including all of the money, all of the ideas, the opportunities, the jobs, all of the right relationships, all of the right technology, all of the right machinery, everything working perfectly. All of it is a smooth, well-oiled, functioning system that makes it so easy for each one to be that unique expression of oneself, far beyond anything that they have ever known before, so that the only thing left for each one to occupy their thinking is what to create, what to be, what to become next. That each one is fully supported, fully supplied, fully loved, fully here, given all that there is, and now each one is fully interested and occupied with, and with all this good, all of this substance of this good life, what shall I create next? And in this question, each one is making those divinely guided, inspired choices and claiming it by naming it. I am that I am. And so each one is a producer, a creator, a contributor, a blessing to this world. Each one is a gift. Each one has been given everything and is fully occupied in all the magnificent, wonderful, glorious, different forms that the gift of life that he or she has been given can be expressed through one's world. Each one is creative, inspired, empowered, and filled with this glorious life and seeing with the light of substance the glorious opportunities yet to be. That which shall be named by each one is only of the best, for the best, from the best, and expressing the best and unfolding in ways and means of the best. Each one is a success, a professional in living this life, fully committed to it and living this life for all that each one's life is worth, which is immeasurable treasure, a treasure of riches. This is the gift of life, and each one is free to express this at whatever level he or she desires. And in this moment, each one is going for it all good in all ways. This is possible. This is available. Each one sees it, feels it, and believes in it even more than ever before. And it's the truth. And so it's there and it's now, and I let the word go to that all-powerful law that makes it so, and it's done. And so it is. Yes. So there we go. So happy 4th. Hello there. Good morning, Angela, Regina. Oh, we have all our buddies here, and who knows what all else we'll do. Freedom today. So, Reverend Rich, take us away. And so with that treatment, inspiring all of us, we are open and we can receive all good, or any particular aspect of it that your heart desires in this moment. So open to that good that would satisfy your heart's desire in this moment, knowing that there's plenty more after that. And let's know that it does get delivered this day in some way. And so it is.
I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, my heart is ready to receive.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. I'm John Herron, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at this center. We are a loving, healing, and inclusive community which teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the well-being of ourselves and of the world, and of all of us who are participating today, all of us who are here on this July 4th Independence Day, and all of us at home who may be watching this. And if you're watching this later in the day or later in the week, welcome. This is a day that celebrates freedom. It's so interesting to me because if you think about this month just passed, the wonderful celebrations of freedom Juneteenth, which many of us never knew anything about, is a celebration of freedom, of a statement of freedom. Pride Month is a statement of freedom. So today we get to state our freedom. First, I want to mention some free things that are going on at our center. July 18th, I don't know what they're calling it. It's sort of hot dog day, but it's vegan and vegetarian and meat eaters and whatever you are. We're going to have a celebration outside here at the Masonic Lodge. Please come and join us. Come and join us for the service or come after the service. It's a chance for us to get together. This is a time when we welcome each other back, I would say not to the world that we used to have, but to a new world. Let's all create in freedom a new world, right? Many things in our personal lives and in the lives around us, many things work and many things don't work. It's always our opportunity, but this is a kind of special opportunity for us to look at where are we not expressing freedom in our lives. So that's July 18th. This Wednesday evening, Susan Neat will do her usual Wednesday evening inspiration, and it's meditation and contemplation on a booklet by Joel Goldsmith called The Deep Silence of My Peace. It's at 7:30, and the information is on the CSL Princeton webpage and on our Facebook page. So those are things that are coming up, and many other things coming up. So celebrating freedom, I got an email this morning from Spiritual Passages. It's a group that sends out daily emails, and there's this really wonderful thing in there. It's a quote by Nelson Mandela. "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." Right? One thing that Reverend Karen often talks about that I often quote, what you focus on expands. What you're experiencing in the world is basically what you're focusing on. It's like a filter. You put a red filter, you see the world as being red, right? Freedom is removing the filters, seeing the world, and allowing the freedom for yourself and for others. This morning I was looking at 365 Science of Mind, which, by the way, is a wonderful book. It's more what I call devotional. It's like when you need to sit down and just get comfort, not think about stuff. There's lots in Science of Mind to think about. And sometimes we just want our heart to be filled and not just our mind. So this is the July 4th reading. I'm just going to read one part of it. "Today I know that my good is at hand." And I'll change that to "my freedom is at hand. I see this freedom in persons and places and things." And here's an affirmation, a great affirmation that you can take into your week with you. "Nothing but freedom can go from me, and nothing but freedom can return to me." Nothing but freedom can go from me, and nothing but freedom can return to me. And if you want, you can substitute the word love. Nothing but love can go from me, and nothing but love can return to me. Imagine we're going through a time where there's quite a lot of confusion in the world around us. I know I experience that confusion quite a lot. We want things to be clear, but somehow or other, there are places where they're not clear, and struggling with understanding that is a place for growth for us. And I often think of this, what if instead of all the things we wake up in the morning thinking about, the ways in which we're unhappy with our lives, our health, our prosperity, our jobs, whatever, the world around us, because we all know the media sort of feeds us the ways in which we're not happy with things. That's how they get us to watch, right? What if instead of that you woke up and you made the choice to think this, that nothing but freedom can go from me, and nothing but freedom can return to me? Can you imagine if we convinced people to do nothing else, don't change anything in your life, but just get up in the morning and think about that. Today, nothing but freedom is going to come from me, and nothing but freedom is going to come back to me. Can you imagine how different our world would be if we just convinced enough of us to think that way? And if we listening to this today, made that choice. One of the things that we teach here with the Science of Mind is that's a powerful choice. That power changes the world. By making those choices, we change the world. We change our world, and we change the world around us. Nothing but freedom can go from me, and nothing but freedom can return to me. Right? The process of spiritual mind treatment. What is it? It's basically that statement. It's revealing to ourselves a deeper truth than the one we often experience on a day-to-day basis. So I offer you that to take into your week ahead, to welcome you to your week ahead. Nothing but freedom can go from me, and nothing but freedom can return to me. Thank you very much.
More love, more love. The angels are calling. The angels are calling. Hosanna, more love, more love, more love. The angels are calling. The angels are calling. Hosanna, more love. Freedom. More freedom, more freedom. The angels are calling. The angels are calling. Hosanna, more freedom, more freedom, more freedom. The angels are calling. The angels are calling. Hosanna, more freedom. More joy, more joy. More joy, the angels are calling, the angels are calling, Hosanna, more joy, peace, more peace, more peace, the angels are calling, the angels are calling, Hosanna, more peace.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Starbuck, and I'm a practitioner, a licensed practitioner here in this place, this world. And today we're going to go deep and also be alert. We're going to be in both places, and those are not mutually exclusive. We're going to go deep, and we're going to be alert and present. So let's begin right now. We've already begun, actually, so this is the second or the 100th beginning. By breathing in deeply through the nostrils. We have two nostrils. Breathe in deeply through both nostrils. Hold the breath for a moment. And now breathe out deeply through both nostrils. Breathe in deeply through both nostrils. Now breathe out deeply through both nostrils. Once again, breathe in deeply through both of your nostrils. Hold the breath in. Breathe in a little bit more. And now breathe out deeply through both nostrils. And now with your eyes closed, you can have your eyes open if you want to, but I invite you to have your eyes closed, to have your eyelids closed. The eyes are always open. To be relaxed, to allow gravity to support you. Everyone is sitting in a chair of some sort. Allow that chair, which represents gravity, to support you completely. Simultaneously feel the structure, the skeletal structure in your body, your backbone. And if, to the degree possible, have your spine, your backbone straight, erect, upright, while also having the muscles released and relaxed. When we have our spine straight, we are an antenna, more receptive to the vibrations that we want. So now allowing the breath to continue by itself, on its own, and being very alert and present. Listen to some of these words that I speak. Man, and I'm going to say woman, man, woman, woman, man, is an individualized center of divine thought. And through them, him, her, the original thinker is finding a fresh starting point for its creative power. This is about the individualization of the all. Therefore, without violating universal or natural laws, the mind of man-woman steps in to specialize or make use, personal use of these laws. That's what we all are doing. And we're doing it now deliberately, consciously, intentionally. And some more words, some more ideas. Just let them come. I know that there is one mind, and that mind is God, and that mind is my mind. And there is also one body, and that body is spiritual, and that body is my body. So therefore, every organ, every function, and every action and reaction of this body is in harmony with the divine creative spirit. I have both the mind of Christ and the body of God, body of Christ. I live in the one mind and act through the one body in accord with divine harmony, perfection, and poise. Every organ of any body, of this body, of that body, moves in accord with perfect harmony. The divine circulates through me automatically, spontaneously, and perfectly. Now, as these words are being spoken, claim them for your own. Claim them for you. Remember, this is true. And we have to claim this truth. Every atom of my body is animated by divine perfection. The body is, and every part of it is made of pure substance. It cannot deteriorate. This instant, the infinite substance within me that is constantly flowing through me takes form in the likeness of perfection, of perfect, whole, complete cells. This body knows no time, knows no degree. It only knows to express fully, instantaneously, right now. The perfect life of God now expresses through me, and every part of this body, which is mine, which is my vessel, expresses its innate perfection and wholeness. And now I'm going to speak this word of truth for everyone who is listening, everyone who will listen, everyone on this planet who wants to listen or who is allied in consciousness, who has some desire for this truth, for these truths, these facts. I know that there is one mind, one wholeness, one presence. And it is that which makes and made everything. It is the creator, the creative source. It is that out of which everything is made. And everyone who is listening is made and made by it, and is continually being made by it. And this one source is acting in a perfect way through each one, in the body, in the mind, in the relationships, in the money, in the resources, in the expression in the world. Everyone is accepting and acting and allowing this to move in the right way for them individually. And each one knows the ways in which it is acting, and is now any opposition to this, any resistance to this, which means a false thought, a limited belief, is now by the power of this word released, dissolved, gone. There is no reason to continue to allow something which is false to continue to act as if it is not false, and it is seen that way. And so all resistance, all opposition to the truth that is being spoken here today, during this word right now, and throughout this service, there's no reason that there should be any resistance, and so there is now none. There's a complete allowance of this truth to flow through every single part of each one's life, and that's good. And so each one is allowing this perfectly to flow and manifest in their life today, this instant, and in every instant, because that's all there is. There is only now. And right now, the truth is operating, and that is good. And everyone is allowing it, and everyone is feeling good. Everyone is feeling happy, healthy, harmonious, joyous. And now I release this word to the law, knowing that it is already done. And now everyone joins me in saying, and so it is. Aho.
So this is Independence Day, and as John said, there's a lot of things going on that, could be worrying. But there's a lot and tons and tons of things that are just wonderful. You see fathers playing with their children in the park, and this song encompasses it all. It's What a Wonderful World sung by Louis Armstrong and many others. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and red roses too. blessed day, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yes. So, how wonderful is your world right now, right? So let me just check in with everybody. Good morning, Regina. Hello, Scott and Robert. Debbie Joy. Yes, morning, CSL family to you too. Says back. Okay, great. And thank you, Jeff. Scott says to you, Jeff. So good. There we go. So it's July 4th, the beginning of the second half of the year. I just thought that idea. We all know how our 2020 went. And now we're in 2021, and we're claiming throughout last year that 2021, it's going to be freedom, I'm going to be out of it, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, I don't know how many people I heard, right, in 2020 say, I can't wait to 2021. You know, I can't wait to next year, I can't wait. And it is done unto us as we believe. And so we really were claiming that throughout all last year. And yeah, everything is opening up in 2021, right? Well, we claimed it, we named it, so it is. It's not because of whatever, but, or maybe whatever is because we claimed that we shall be free this year. So halfway into this year, how you doing? How you doing? For those of you who wrote a letter to your future self, those letters are in our prayer box, and a new practitioner has accepted them for July. I don't know who that is, but that person knows who they are, and they're doing affirmative prayer, a spiritual mind treatment for the fulfillment of everything we wrote in those letters this year, now. And if you forgot to get your letter in, you still can. Or you can write another letter. Or maybe you don't like how you've lived the first half of the year, and it's a good time to reset. But not to reset with the old consciousness, but to reset it with something new, something greater. So I have been using the inspirations of Dr. Stuart Grayson in his book, Spiritual Healing, my personal teacher. And we spoke the last couple of Sundays about the masculine principle and the feminine principle. And one of his favorite terms that he used to talk about was the 3 L's. The 3 L's: lack, loss, limitation. He writes, the 3 L's, lack, loss, and limitation, are the most significant mental states running people's lives. They are the basic problems in life that beset all individuals. Believing in the 3 L's allows us to experience problems as a result of these negatives in our consciousness. And so it does us well to review where we sit with what the human race believes in these 3 L's. Am I still believing in lack or loss or limitation? And because it's everywhere around us, it's so easy to fall into it and agree with it. Agree with it. Oh yeah, that's what happens. Oh yeah, you can expect that. So let's take a look at them. Lack is a belief somehow that you are not enough. That you don't have enough time, that you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough youth, that you don't have enough intelligence, that you don't have enough motivation, that you don't have enough high consciousness. You're just missing something. And you were born that way, and you spend your life always trying to get what you believe you lack. I don't have enough love. People don't love me. I don't get enough respect. I don't get any respect. All ideas of lack, great jokes around it, and we laugh at them, but not spiritually true. We have been given the gift of life, a mind that we use that can choose any thought whatsoever, and a law that is always operating, creating whatever we choose to think in this infinite mind. What more do we want? Right? But those words, want, need, gotta get, whatever, it just, we have an entire, I can't even mega billion manifestation of get more, get more. When I speak the spiritual truth that we're all moving from good to greater good, and we're all being, having, and becoming more and more and more, it's from a spiritual realization of abundant good, and I want to express and be and embody more and more of the goodness that I already am. Not as many people who are making lots of money on coming from that belief, yeah, you do lack something, and here's the answer. Here's how to demonstrate what you lack. And so I've been spending the past few weeks, well, I spent a lot of time listening to the people who are in this new self-help motivational industry and selling this product of, I can show you how to get what you lack. And people pay big money for that because, boy, that deep down false lie, that belief that I am not enough, hurts us, and it won't let go, right? Right? That's where attachment comes from. I lack, oh, and I got this, so I better grab onto it and never, ever, ever let it go, because if I let it go, I won't have it. And so we move into that belief in loss. Ugh. I can't believe I have some belief in loss still in me. And that, I think of the belief in lack is, I don't have it. And the belief in loss is, well, I did have it, but now I don't. So I used to have it, and now it's gone. Again, based upon that whole same idea of scarcity, and can only it only makes sense to us if we're measuring our life based upon our experience of this physical world with our senses. You know, there's only one ice cream cone left in my refrigerator, my freezer. There used to be 6. But I had a rough day yesterday, so there's 1. No, I only had 1 yesterday. And it was a pop, on a stick. And it was really delicious, but it fell off the stick. That did happen. Okay, anyway. I lack. And I lost. When we evaluate our lives based upon what we're sensorily sensing, our senses, I've got one book and it's packed into form. But what is packed into the form? The substance of the universe. We want to get aware of the clay from which everything is made. Call it substance, call it this clay. We want to get aware of it and realize that this clay from which everything is made, this substance has always been in existence. And it's this substance that's rearranging itself into infinite variety and being of this and being of that and being of this. But the substance isn't going anywhere. It's just taking more and more different forms. So that belief in loss is, I had a thing, a material thing, and now it's gone. But it's not the truth of the thing. It's that substance is still there, and it's getting ready to become something else, a different form. But if it's love, it is love. Love is the substance, and it's going to take this form and that form and this form and that form. And yeah, we may really, really enjoy a particular form that love takes, but it's infinite love. And so it's going to take infinite varieties of form. How can we say I lack love or I have lost love when it is taking form as the air right now that we are breathing? So those beliefs in lack and loss need to be evaluated. Am I still believing in it? And if I am, then the antidote is to realize what the clay is, what the substance is that has taken this form. And so say you believe you don't have enough money. July 1st, the first of the month just happened. Were you able to pay all your bills with grace and ease, or did you have to juggle some stuff around, make some decisions? Or were you managing your money based upon the best use of your resources, your supply? Where were you with that? And if there was any discomfort around it, as Dr. Grayson says, believing in the 3 L's is what has us experience problems in our life. It comes from nothing else. It comes from one of the 3 L's. All problems come from a belief in the lack, the loss, the limitation. All problems. Name your problem. Go ahead, I dare you, those of you out there in virtual land, to name a problem that you think I can't trace back to a belief in lack, loss, or limitation. So that's something for you to think about right now. But if you're working with your money and you don't have enough, you can trace it to one of these beliefs. And then what do you do with it? You don't say, I have more money, I have more money, I have more money. Yeah, with the belief, I lack. Because then you're, talk about drain, right? You believe, I don't have enough money and I'm not enough and all good things have left me, whatever. And I have more money and I have more money and I have more money. You have to keep saying that 24/7. I am lovable, I am lovable, I am lovable. If you deep down believe you're not, if you're missing that love, you don't have that love. And so the way to spiritually approach this is to realize, what do I believe I lack? yeah, there's money. But what's the bigger thing behind it that I believe I lack? Capability? Do I believe I'm not equal in this human race? Do I believe that somehow, because I did what's it, or I thought what's it way back when I was a child or a young adult or yesterday or whatever, that somehow I am, it is ordained that I shall not have enough? What is behind that experience of not having enough money, that when you identify it, you see, wow, that's everywhere? If I believe in lack, it's not just a lack of money that I may experience, but maybe I lack energy. Maybe I lack enough time. Maybe I lack clarity. Maybe I lack health. There is some manifestation of a belief in lack everywhere in your room. Maybe I don't have enough room. Maybe I don't have enough good weather. Maybe I don't have enough wonderful friends. Maybe I lack a loving family. It comes out as physical problems. Iron deficiency, right? Anemia used to be a thing. Is that still a thing? Does anybody have anemia anymore? I haven't heard. That used to be the thing when I was growing up. We all were like afraid we had anemia. Eat liver, right? Oh my gosh. And iron poor blood. But all these are beliefs in lack. And rather than let's think of it as a giant octopus, and rather than lopping off the leg of one of its tentacles that shows up as lack of money in our world, and saying, I am prosperous. I do have more money. I do have more money. And that old octopus is growing another tentacle to get you again, right? Whatever. Rather than doing all that, go for the head of the octopus. I am enough. I am enough. And that belief in loss is so connected with this, because it's that idea that, well, you may get, but then it'll be taken away. It's still believing in our sensory experience. And the world experience is designed to dematerialize whatever is in our experience right now, so that something new is materialized. And so if you want to believe in loss, you've got the evidence, again, in the world. We see this abundance of leaves. It's so lush right now. I just love driving along Canal Road. I'm just like in heaven, trying it. All the leaves are all over the place, and it's just this canopy of trees above you, and you're just like, I just drinking it all in, and yet something in me knows that they will go away. Is that a belief in loss? But when you realize that everything is changing, and when you're claiming out of the substance that was all these leaves, this substance will take in a whole new form, which will be glorious and wonderful. That instead of taking the loss of the leaves and the loss of this and the loss of that, the dematerialization of whatever, as evidence of loss, it can also be the evidence that, oh my gosh, there's always more. That something in the form disappears, but the substance that was that form still is and shall produce something else. What will it be? And then finally, we've got limitation. Limitation, I think, is a belief that they're given the way that the world is, the way life is, there's only so much and no more. So it's kind of a different thing in that I can be, let me reach my full potential, but my full potential is only so much. So it's a disconnect from the idea of infinite creative possibilities, infinite eternal life, and identifying with infinite possibility as yourself, and saying, no, that's as much as a human can do. And we've just watched over the years all of these different athletes or scientists or wealthy people who have shown us that they are achieving something beyond what we all human race people have agreed before was the limit, right? No one can run faster than a 4-minute mile. No one can do a double jump in ice skating. And now the women too are all doing 4 turns. CRISPR.
Amazing. Now I'm talking about something else,
Scientists.
The CRISPR, the technology, the gene splicing.
Oh, gene splicing, right, exactly. I mean, these marvelous things all getting manifested from that one substance, that same old substance that, we thought we didn't even have or that we lost. This same substance is, and it's always pushing forward. It's like the blob. It's always pushing forward into, let me take another form. I've stopped watching all the volcanic eruption in Iceland because, that lava just was like, let me go, I don't know where they're at right now, but, that lava was determined just to take over not just the valley, but then it was trying to take over the roads that they had built. And then, and they're all like, oh, the lava, it's filling up all the spaces. That's what substance does. And so this is the substance that is pushing through us and pushing through the world and taking form and becoming more and more and more of itself. And it has no limit. They were trying to build a wall to stop the flow of lava. Ha, 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 ha. Good luck with that, right? You can't stop the flow, and you cannot stop that organic, creative energy and force of who we are wanting to produce something new. It has no limit. For all that we can see of this entire universe, we have the evidence that there is no limit to what we shall see. Lack, loss, and limitation. None of it, the truth, the spiritual truth of the clay that we are made of. And yet the human race agrees upon these things and believe them and manifest the consequences of believing these ideas. And it hurts us. We feel a spiritual pain from believing, oh, I'm too old to do this. Oh, I missed that opportunity. Oh, I got nothing left in my life. Or, oh, I never had much to begin with. I was born through this particular family, culture, environment, whatever. And I had a good life. That was it. In the book that I'm writing, yesterday I had this idea of, I started going off on a rant about believing in moments. That song, This Is My Moment, or maybe this time, to so believe in lack, loss, and limitation that everything that you are about is boiled down to one particular little moment in which your whole life is summed up. That's limitation. That's lack. Every single moment is that significant. That belief that that this is it, and maybe you've had that experience. I've had some wonderful vacations. As I review my life, and as Reverend Rich sang that song, "It's a Wonderful World," some of these moments of just drinking in this world and nature and all that's here, I do feel like, wow, this is all, and this is enough. And I'm like, and I always add, and yet there shall be more. There shall be more, even more than this. Even more than this. And so we're designed to continuously create something new. And any belief that stops you from easily doing that is a lie. And we need to examine it and chip away at it some more so that more things are possible. And so this time right now, Regina said, Reverend Damaris is treating for the letters in the box this month. So, so we've got this powerful consciousness. So get your letters in if you don't already have it, but reactivate them. As in, I don't remember what I wrote in that letter, but I remember how I feel. I want to believe all things are made new, not just in my world, although yes, all beautiful, wonderful new things in my world. But wow, I want to discover myself in surprise. Like, whoa, I never thought I could do this, and look what I did. I have been writing in my letters for several years now that I can do a double pirouette. And this year I thought, you got to get serious about this. Apparently, my ability to do a double turn requires me to do a little bit more than what I've been doing. And so I thought, well, what if every day, every non-dance day in my home, I just practiced little quarter turns, once around this way and once around that way. How long could that take? Maybe that could help. So last week in dance class, I'm now in a ballet class with, thank you, the divine setupper. My classmates are all as lousy as me. This is, and I realize that the teacher is very determined to teach us something because we're all whatever. And the really good students, have, morphed into a different, greater expression. So all of us have difficulty doing a double turn. And so she's just focuses on it and focuses on it and focuses on it. And so last week in class, there's 4 of us. Every single one of us, almost, sort of, kind of, did a double fouette turn. And I said that. I said, wow, every one of us, almost, sort of, kind of, did a double fouette turn. The teacher didn't say anything. But we did, sort of, kind of, almost. It's nothing to, we did, and the thing is that when these classes restarted, none of us could. None of us could. There's always more. And the important thing is not what you're going for in this more. It's the experience of realizing, my gosh, I am free of the beliefs in lack, loss, and limitation. They're not chains that bind me. I am free, and there is more, and I can choose it. That is the joy. My life isn't over. That wasn't the great moment, and no more great moments are to be had. That wasn't the best vacation of all time, and I'll never have another one. That wasn't my life is all over and now I'm just like sitting on the planet, cruising it out. No, that there is something beyond us and before us that is there waiting for us. And the joy is not having that next moment. The joy is in realizing that it's there for you and you can have it. As Dr. Ernest Holmes said, right? There's a power for good in the universe. And I always, always, always can use it. That's what that's about. So, Dr. Stuart Grayson in his book, every Sunday we would go and he would put a monthly treatment in the program, the Sunday program, and we would read that monthly treatment for every Sunday for that month. And every once in a while, in teeny weeny little print. And every once in a while I would cut it out and just carry around with me and say it every day. And in the back of his book, a lot of those treatments are put in there. And as I read them, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when I said that every Sunday that whole month, or I cut it out, or I'll discover it or something. So to conclude, and before Reverend Rich leads us in music, let me just read this one for our reset button for July. It's called, I Am Reborn. And so we're claiming that right now for ourselves. Behold, all things are becoming new is the voice of truth. It is the ever unfolding, ever revealing action of the divine nature. It is the unfoldment of spiritual ideas that produce all physical form. This is the basis of my life now and always. And so I am an ever revealing, ever unfolding expression of this divine action. I look forward to the new day, the new experience, the new opportunity for self-expression and fulfillment. Nothing from the past can inhibit this divine action. I am not tethered to old ideas, concepts, or beliefs. I am a free spirit, thinking expansive thoughts and bringing about greater and better experiences. The new year for me begins every moment in every day. That which makes all things new is the impelling God force in me. I choose to step forward and move out into life with a new look, a larger vision, and creative action. This is the moment of new beginnings, and I rejoice that the future is mine. Reverend Rich.
As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is mine. From California to the New York Island, from the river forests and upstream waters, this land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me, a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the woodland forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. When the sun was shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. A voice was chanting, as if it was land. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is mine. From California to New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is mine. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
Yes.